Esports has come a long way from being a fun pastime for casual gamers to becoming a serious career path. With the first ever Olympic Esports Games kicking off this 2025, interest can only get bigger. According to an article in Omnia Health, professional esports players can perform up to 400 keyboard and mouse movements per minute, with amateurs clocking in at 40 to 50 APMs. In competitive play, a player's heart rate can spike up to 180 beats per minute and their cortisol levels rival those of race car drivers. Even though esports competitions happen in the virtual world, the physical strain is very real. Several hospitals abroad have departments dedicated to esports medicine, such as the top-ranking Mayo Clinic in the US. Locally, we have Esports Clinic Philippines, and I had the opportunity to have a chat with their chief medical officer and co-founder. Dr. Ria Cecilia Malayon Mohammed is a licensed physical therapist practicing physical and rehabilitation medicine with a focus on esports medicine. She is certified by the Esports Health and Performance Institute, but I think her best credential is that she's a gamer.
Sawa ka na ba sa unactivated Windows mo? Well, lucky you! Pinakabago mula sa cdkeyoffer.com. Windows 10 and Windows 11 activation codes. Legit, safe, at pinakamura. Madali lang umorder. Hanapin ang Windows version na gusto mo. Piliin ang preferred payment method. Wala pang 5 minutes, nagsisigi ka na para sa Windows mo. Marami na kaming natulungan.
Dati, sad and depressed ako. But now, I found the love of my life.
Dati, aimless and walang purpose ang life ko. But now, I'm a world-class Zumba instructor.
So, web developer ako and content creator for a YouTube channel. And ngayon, ganun pa rin ako pero activated na yung Windows ko.
Kaya kung naghahanap ka ng legit, mura, at original software,
Check out cdkeyoffer.com.
Check out cdkeyoffer.com.
Check out cdkeyoffer.com.
I'm more of a gamer more than him. Medyo mabilis kasi siyang magsawa eh.
Okay.
Pero he was, when he was younger, he was a Dota player. Mahilig siya doon. So, I'm more of a casual gamer. More specifically, I identify as a simmer. I grew up having access to computer games and watching my older brother play games like Doom on PC or Silent Hill on PS1. But my biggest problem is that I get motion sickness in those games. I still tried. I tried Free Fire, and then I also tried Valorant for a certain period of time. But then I always go back to The Sims because it's okay for me. I don't get dizzy when I play that even for hours. Until now, I still play The Sims. Sims 4 na. So aside from The Sims, I also play Stardew Valley, and right now, medyo na-addict ako ngayon sa Project Zomboid, which is actually just like The Sims, pero with zombies.
The goal of Esports Clinic Philippines is to make healthcare accessible for esports athletes and gamers by bringing their services directly to your home or team's bootcamp. No more wasting time in traffic or waiting in long lines at the clinic.
For helping the teams, what we can do is to actually we can actually do a consultation as a team and then later on as individuals to identify what we need to kung ano yung kailangan natin mas bigyan ng pansin. So there's a pre-participation examination. That's very helpful kasi that can identify pre-morbid conditions. So wala ka mang nararamdaman, but you can already start having signs of median nerve impingement leading to carpal tunnel. So that's one way of assessing them, of helping the team. And then, para din naman sa psych, pwede din tayo mag pre-participation examination or yung simula na interview to know their personality types, and then also assess the coaching styles so that maybe we can give advice for the coaches on how they can address specific players, individual players. kasi there are some who respond on a more authoritative on more authoritative coaches, while for some mas nagre-respond sila kung buddy-buddy yung system nila. Of course, all with the consent of the players. So with that, they can approach us para sa mga ganun through our page.
Did she say psych? Yes, you heard that right. Esports Clinic Philippines is a team of healthcare professionals comprised of physical medicine and rehabilitation doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, ophthalmologists, and allied health experts like physical therapists and nutritionists. Like, what program does the psychiatrist have in mind? Let's say, parang visualization techniques or anti-anxiety exercises?
So what we talked about is we would always start with examining the player if he or she has any other previous conditions, and then also their personality type. So dun po mag-start yun, and then from there they will talk about kung ano yung needs nung athlete. Meron ba siyang anxiety issues? Meron ba siyang stresses aside from esports itself? Baka meron siya pinaproblema sa bahay. And then for some, marami po kasing mga esports athletes na nasa late teens to early 20s. Yeah. So not all of them are used to being away from home and not having their primary support system. So some are homesick, and then some are experiencing stress when it comes to burnout, frustration, and then for some, lowered self-esteem. So that can be talked to through counseling and also guidance for coping mechanisms. Also with some, yung mga female na esports athletes, meron ding mga nakaka-experience ng misogyny and harassment online.
Yeah.
So that is also part of the what we hopefully can help the players with.
Nutrition is another area needing attention.
I've seen some bootcamp videos or yung mga what I eat in the day. May mga gamers na nagpapakita ng
noodles.
And I think recently what I saw is that when they opened the pantry, it was just full of pancit packaged noodles.
Yeah.
Yun. So I think this is something that we should prioritize and look into. Kung ano yung kinakain nila, and also the levels of hydration. It's very important because there are some studies who relate dehydration with degradation of cognition. So I think that's something that esports teams should prioritize, or alam mo yun, yung iba kasi pagkain, sige, order, grab, ganyan.
Fast food, basta nakakain kayo. Yep.
So I hope that it would someday be a priority or something that they would give importance to. Iba kasi parang basta gising.
Yeah.
Because that's the esports culture, grinding is an esports culture.
Tsaka
but it shouldn't follow.
Yung mga energy drinks, kung caffeine or Monster, whatever, yun nga, you're staying awake and you're trying to be alert, diba? You're always very focused on the game, but those are very detrimental.
Yes, and the dosaging too. Hindi isang lata ang kailangan mo for a specific amount of game or a specific amount of specific play.
The most common issues esports athletes face usually include eye strain, neck and back pain, along with wrist and hand injuries. If we could just take those three and then just your very general advice on how to avoid them. So eye strain, neck and back pain.
Wrist and hand strain.
Sorry, the wrist, yes.
So in general po, kunwari yung eye strain, it is always advisable to maintain your brightness settings to reflect the brightness of the room where you're in. And then we also have this 20-20-20 rule, wherein for every 20 minutes of computer use or monitor or looking at your monitor, for every 20 minutes of that, you rest for 20 seconds and look 20 feet away from you. Yeah. So that's the 20-20-20 rule. And then for your neck and back pain, wrist and hand strains, You have specific stretching and strengthening exercises for those. And also, by making sure that your work setup, your computer setup, is um, is ergonomic for you. Kasi baka not ergonomic for other players, but for you specifically.
Yeah. Well, what are the common ergonomic mistakes that you've seen so far in local setups?
Most common that I see is yung head forward position. Actually, I had this patient, he was, I think, around 16 years old. He came in for something else completely. I think it was a knee problem. But then he came in, I was just observing him, and then I said, gamer. So sabi niya, yes po, paano niyo po alam? Kasi yung head position mo, it was so tilted forward. It was so shifted forward. From there, well, nakausap ko na yung pasyente, ano yung mga pinapanood mo, so napagkwentuhan na rin namin yun. And then I had to advise him on proper positioning. Another also is yung sa mga hunched forward positions. So common din po yan. And then, I think lahat naman tayo dumaan nung pagkabata. If you're a gamer, pag naglalaro ka, sobrang yung upo mo na pelvic, yung tilt ng pelvis sobrang forward, and then yung iba, yung binte nakapatong pa sa table habang naka-reach ang mouse. So marami pa din po yung gumagawa ng mga ganon.
What's the danger of that? So kung tuloy-tuloy silang ganon, parang head hunch forward, tapos yung pelvis naka-forward din, and then your feet are not solidly planted on the ground. Over time, what does that do to your body?
So over time, talagang it's always possible that you develop muscle strains that can cause you pain. And for some, matagal yung strain talaga na, yung pain na nararamdaman nila. And what's worse is that if this could lead to skeletal anomalies because of that, kasi pwedeng magkaroon ng mga deformities kapag ganun palagi yung position mo, and then you don't seek help to improve it. Another thing is that if palaging yung positioning mo causes impingement, this could also impinge on specific nerves, which could actually affect your hand function, your sensation. So that could be a long time process. In fact, there are some gamers who retire because of carpal tunnel syndrome. So kasi nakaka-apekto na yun sa gameplay nila, and so yun yung mga possible na mangyari.
You mentioned carpal tunnel. Is that still a big concern? It was, I think, around 2000 or thereabouts. Kasi when computers were starting, di pa uso tong thinking about ergonomics and like the proper positioning. But then, like, there was a spate of incidences na wala pang pro gamers noon, but yung mga work-related injuries na kasi nagta-type sila, tas nakaganon yung naka-crunch up yung hands. And then that led to a whole string of reported cases. Is that still very much a concern now, yung carpal tunnel?
It is actually. For some, it's still a problem. Not just for gamers, mostly then for those who work in front of computers or use the computer more often. Especially now with the work from home setup is more prevalent. So hindi napapansin that there are hand postures that cause impingement. So it's still a problem now. It's not that much of a problem now for professional esports athletes because there's a range of peripherals that you can try out and then change if you want. So, and also I think because of what you mentioned before, maraming ng information about carpal tunnel syndrome. Parang feeling ko siya yung pinakasikat na problem when it comes to pero it's not actually. Hindi siya yung pinaka prevalent as of now.
Part of their services includes checking out your computer setup and giving advice on how to make it more ergonomic. When I asked Dr. Ria about the easiest first step, she said it always starts with the desk and the chair. Pro tip, pick a chair that fits you especially your height and leg length. Not just because uso yung chair or sponsored or mahal siya. What would the basic advice be vis-a-vis like your posture and your chair?
Your earlobes should be aligned with your shoulders with your elbows against your body, and then flex to 90 degrees. So that's where your keyboard and mouse should be. And then for your wrist position, it should be neutral, which means that your third digit should be aligned with your elbow. Okay? So for some kasi, especially with yung mga may keyboards na medyo nakaganon na yung wrists nila ng sobra, and then from there yung wrist extension when it comes to your keyboard and your mouse, the maximum should be around less than 30 degrees. So that is what's advisable. But again, it will also depend on what type of grip you use with your computer, because some has palm grip, yung iba claw, yung iba fingertip. Yeah. So yung iba-ibang grips din yung ginagamit nandyan. And then for the chair, again, there should always be a back support, and then yung lalim ng chair mo, the edge of your seat should not touch the back of your knees or your legs.
Yeah.
Because that would also cause some impingement, not just on your nerves, but also in your veins. In fact, there's a recent problem sa US ata, I'm not sure, but the esports athlete developed deep vein thrombosis. Yung talagang nag-clot sa legs niya. May it be because of the chair, or baka hindi lang siya tumayo for prolonged periods of time. And then yung sinabi mo nga na palaging feet are supported, not on the floor, but it could be yung may mga apakan ngayon na binibenta no?
Actually, I find myself for the feet, sometimes having my feet on the spoke. Okay lang ba? So it's not on the floor.
But that's just one spoke. Parehas na paa mo nakapatong doon.
Sometimes. Paminsan, that's not advisable.
It's advisable that your whole foot should be supported.
Okay.
Not just like your heel or the middle part of your foot or my arch. Can I also add, important thing is yung monitor, yung layo ng monitors sa'yo should always be at least an arm's length away. And then, for some, ang iniisip nila, eye level naman look yung monitor ko. But sa ano yung parang basis mo for eye level? So the monitor, the top part of your monitor, so for example, if this is your monitor, so yung ditong part yan yung eye level mo. So for some kasi nila yung gitna. Sorry. Sims pa rin talaga. So for some yung gitna, akala nila that's eye level, but it's supposed to be the top part of the monitor.
The border of the monitor. Itong part na to.
Yes. Also, if you're using yung landscape and then portrait.
Like this.
Na monitor yung mas pahaba. Mas pahaba. Yung middle part nung portrait monitor mo should be aligned to the middle part of your landscape monitor.
So this is the top. This is the top of the normal monitor, and then this is the portrait. Yeah.
And then the middle. Yung dun sa middle, dun sa landscape monitor mo, yung gitna niya.
Yung
not
gitna.
The upper border. Yung gitna niya.
Ito yung gitna. Okay.
So should align with the gitna of the portrait monitor. Because you're supposed to use like two monitors, they should flow as one kasi. So, yun yung advisable.
Who's more prone to injury, kumbaga? The PC gamer or the mobile gamer?
I feel like right now, the mobile gamers are more prone to injuries because they don't have that much peripherals to assist them with their posture and with their gaming. Mostly, nakaupo lang sila and then hawak nila yung phone. And what is very important with their type of gameplay is that your proximals or yung mga your elbows, your arms should always be supported because your muscles, the muscles that work your hands are actually also acting as elbow flexors. So it's your hand muscles, the muscles that are controlling the hands are not just controlling yung device, yung cellphone, but also controlling yung elbow flexion and then elbow extension. So mas nagkakaroon sila ng strain when it comes to that. At least sa PC gamers, fixed yung mga monitors, yung keyboards, mobile players kasi they can do this and then minsan nakatingala na and then ganyan. Not to say that all postures, if you're lean forward, you're already doing something bad or that is already poor posture. You can still lean forward, but maintaining still a straight back or a flat back. That's okay. And then it's always advisable that if you do go out of the advised ergonomic posture, it's always important that you can return. If you do go out of that, it's important that you can return to the advised posture.
A small tablet. When I'm moving my fingers, the muscles involved just aren't the ones that move my fingers, but also the ones flexing my arms.
Yes.
Okay. So
yes, because the muscles, some of the hand muscles originate from your arm, from your arm, above your elbow. And then they go down to your hands. So, pwedeng mag-cause din yun ng mga strains.
Have you seen any players, whether foreign or local, na professionals, na I wish I could contact him to let him know na yun nga, mali yung posture?
Actually, this all started with my love for Team Secret, Valorant, our Philippine team, Philippine Valorant team. So, I always watch them. I always watch them kasi sobrang, syempre, alam mo yun, Filipino pride.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, para sa akin, I think they're really good. Pero minsan may mga postures sila na parang ako, pwede ba ako magsabi ng specific player name? Parang,
go ahead.
Parang ang feeling ko nun, Borkum, ang lapit mo masyado sa screen.
Yeah, really,
or some things like that. Parang may mga specific players na ganun. And of course, yung ibang ML teams natin, minsan yung head forward positioning nila sobrang grabe na din talaga. So I wish I can reach out to them.
Esports athletes may look like they're just sitting and doing less than basketball players or boxers or other athletes, but here's the catch. They often retire at much younger ages, usually just in their 20s. One big reason for that is, unlike traditional athletes, they don't have medical teams readily available to prevent injuries or manage aches and pains. And computer-related injuries don't discriminate by age. A 16-year-old and a 41-year-old are equally at risk, assuming there are no underlying conditions. The key is maintaining good ergonomic posture and doing regular exercises to keep your body in shape. Dr. Ria also reminds us that physical exercise is a must for everyone. For gamers, it's especially important to focus on strengthening spinal and upper extremity muscles along with regular stretching. Prevention, like in any other activity, goes a long way. The idea is to avoid injuries instead of scrambling to treat them. Whether gaming is your hobby or your career, the goal is the same. Take care of yourself so you can keep playing and enjoying the long game.